Hey Bears, so today we're going to talk about one-step equations. This is my favorite part of middle school math. I just love it. This is why I want to teach math in the first place, so I'm really excited to get to do this with you guys. So what we want to do is now we're finally at the point where we are going to give x a value. I want to know what x equals, and I know a lot of us during combining like terms, it's like, okay, what's x? We're finally given that value. So in order to solve for x, if you notice we have an equal sign right here. So that means everything on the left side equals everything on the right side. So right now, x minus 4 equals 7. So the very first thing you guys should do when you are doing these problems is I'm going to draw a line right down my equal sign, because eventually we're going to get some math on both sides, and I want to make sure everything that I'm doing is the exact same. So if you notice, the first question that I asked you guys today was, what is the opposite operation of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division? That's going to come into play right now. So if we want to know the opposite of -4, the opposite of that would mean that I am adding 4. So if I can get my cursor back, I'm going to go on this side, and I'm going to add 4 on this side of my equal sign, and I'm going to add 4 on this side of my equal sign. So let's take a look at what's happening to the right-hand side first. So over here, I have 7 plus 4, very capable of doing that. That means that this is going to equal 11. So 7 plus 4 gives us a value of 11, trying to keep my equal sign on that left-hand line. So over here, I have x minus 4, but then I'm adding 4. These two numbers are additive inverses, which we talked about last week. They cancel each other out, so I'm just going to draw a slash that tells me that they're canceled out, and all that I'm left with here is x. So this tells us that x is going to equal 11. And the part that I really, really like about solving one-step equations is there's always a check process. So we said that x minus 4 equals 7. So if I go through this check process, if I substitute, so I'm just going to plug in this x value with 11, because that's what I said it was. 11 minus 4 should equal 7. If that's a true statement, then you solved this 100% correctly. Let's say that I thought x equaled 14. I don't know what I did, but let's say I plugged in 14 during my check process. Okay, 14 minus 4, that's not 7. So this process is really important because it's kind of okay, am I on a good track? Did I get the right solution, yay or nay? If your statement at the end makes sense, if it is true, I'd say like 99% of the time you're probably correct. There's a chance I could think that 14 minus 4 is 7. So that's kind of the 1% I'm not giving you guys. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so this time we have x minus 5 equals -4. Again, the very first thing we should do is we should take a line straight down our equal sign, because that helps us kind of make sure whatever we're doing to this side, we need to do to the right side as well. So I'm going to look at my x side. Again, I want x to be alone. We should be very good right now. This is COVID time. We want to social distance that x. So I'm looking, this is a subtraction 5, so I want to do that opposite operation. I'm going to add 5. Whatever I do to the left side, I have to do to my right side as well. So if I look on the left, these additive inverses will cancel each other out. Make that a little bit thicker so y'all can see. So this left-hand side, I'm left with x. And x is going to equal -4 plus 5. Again, we get a value of 1. And I can always check that and see if my math is correct. So x minus 5 equals -4. Oops. If I plug in my x value, I got 1 minus 5 is -4. Is that true? Yes, we solved this correctly. So again, I'm really going to push you guys to do this check step. It's just a nice tool, especially for you guys, so that way you guys always know. I like to know when I'm solving things, if I'm doing it correctly, kind of in the moment. So this is just a way for you guys to kind of check yourselves. All right, we'll do one more like that. All right, this time we have x minus 2 equals negative 10. Hopefully in your guys' head, what is step 1? Draw a line straight down the middle. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, so I'm going to isolate my x. I want it to social distance. I want it to be all by itself. In order to do that, I'm going to need to do the opposite operation. That is a plus 2 on this side, plus 2 on this side. We have additive inverses over here. Those are going to cancel each other out. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So we are left with x on this side. My equal sign still carries. Negative 10 plus 2. We're going to the right on our number line. We're getting a little closer to 0. That gives us a value of negative 8. Let's do our check step, see how we did. X minus 2 equals negative 10. Plug in our value. We end up with x, negative 8 minus 2 equals negative 10. Okay, so what happens if we no longer are subtracting on the left side? What happens when we are adding? Same process. So we want to take our line straight down the middle. Earlier we talked about the opposite. Opposite of addition is subtraction. I'm going to take away 3 from this side, which means I'm going to take away 3 from this side. X equals, these were additive inverses, so they cancel each other out. Negative 4 minus 3, we're getting more negative, going to the left. X equals negative 7. Again, we can do our check step. Negative 7 plus 3 equals negative 4. Is that true? Yes, it is. All right, so you have 5 to practice after this, and then go ahead and join that link. It's a little simulation. I think it's kind of cool. Just practicing these one-step equations with addition and multiplication.